My name is Thomas Hewitt Johnson. I'm the coach at Johnson Brothers Boxing, one of 5 coaches, along with my brothers. My background in boxing, I started boxing when I was 9 years old because all of my older brothers were doing it. I boxed for almost 20 years as an amateur boxer. I competed in the Silver Gloves, the Junior Olympics, and then when I was in the elite category, I competed in the National Golden Gloves, several USA boxing tournaments, like the USA Championships, the National Police Athletic League, and just regional various tournaments. And when I was 18 years old in 2009, I was able to compete for Team USA for 2 years. We competed against Europe. So I was probably, I believe, the only person from St. Joseph. In fact, I know this. I was the only person from St. Joseph ever selected to Team USA. I wasn't able to make the Olympics or the Olympic trials. I was ranked in the top 5 several years, as well as some of my brothers. But in 2018, we didn't have a gym in St. Joseph. So in 2018, I was kind of training on my own, traveling to Kansas City a lot to prepare for tournaments. And then in 2019, I was able to get a grant from the Kansas City Golden Gloves to start a gym in St. Joseph because I knew my time was kind of ending, and I wanted to be able to continue letting others have a chance to box, and to open up a gym would be the only way that was probably possible. So I got that grant in 2019, and then in the past 6 years now, we've run Johnson Brothers Boxing. Some of the remarkable boxers we have in this gym, there's 2 juniors that have been pretty great since they started. Martavion Circuit, his 3rd fight, he beat the number 4 guy in the nation for his weight and age, and that was pretty outstanding. He's had, I believe, 18 boxing matches in his 4 years here. And our second boxer, Micah McKay, he's had over 30 fights, and he was the first state champion we had in St. Joseph in more than 10 years. They're both 16 years old, and I would look for them to continue to grow as great boxers and great young people. In 2019, I started the Johnson Brothers Boxing Gym because there was no gym in St. Joseph, and the Kansas City Golden Gloves, which features 20 gyms around the Kansas City area, as far south as Springfield, as far west as Topeka, they didn't really have a north gym. And St. Joseph had been a part of Kansas City Golden Gloves throughout my whole life. But for some reason, it's not hard to guess, in the boxing community, there was no gym in St. Joseph for a few years. So the Golden Gloves came to me, and it was kind of mutual interest with me and my brothers. Like, we have the coaches, we just need the funds in a building, and we have the knowledge. Like, we can really start a gym here if we get those funds. So the Golden Gloves they have a board, like a lot of committees, and the board granted us $7,000 to start a gym. We used that money for all the equipment we have here, to get this ring that I'm sitting in, to pay for some of the rent, to get the startup going, because I know once we could start that gym, it would get going, it would get rolling. And within 6 months, we had about 20 kids that were here, not just interested. We had hundreds that are interested, and they were able to come and be a part of our gym. Within 6 months, we started competing, taking kids to various tournaments throughout the Kansas City area, the Kansas City region. And 6 years later, here we are. We've got a gym with 30 kids. 12, 13 of them compete right now, have several opportunities to box nationally and regionally. And it was all thanks to that Kansas City Golden Gloves giving us the funds to start.